that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating Black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another Black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together. And then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us. But then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect.
I'm going to play that one more time for the people in the back.
Fully aware that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating Black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another Black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together. And then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us. But then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect.
So, guys, you heard it. She's tired of dating Black men. Black men don't have money. For me, that's one thing that stood out because she talked about support, encouragement, commitment. Those are things usually men themselves complain when it comes to women. And I'm going to be fair. I'm going to play fair. You know, she said Black men don't like to support or encourage them, this and the other. But I'm going to be honest. Let's say she has dated maybe 15 Black men in her entire life. It's probably more or less, but let's say she has dated 15 Black men. No one can convince me that in those 15 men, they were all trash and she was the angel. No one can convince me in those 15 men, there was no, if we sat down with all of them, that they would all have positive things to say about her. What do I mean by this? What I mean is she needs to look within as well and think about what she has to do better. Because I get it. It's human nature to blame each other and not take accountability. Because I believe you me, even if she goes with a white man, whatever wrongs she did with Black men, when she thought she was right, but she was wrong, if she doesn't change those same things, I don't think another group or a race of men is just going to be willing to take her on it. Let's say she was loud. Let's say she was talking back and doing the fingers and snatching swords like they like to do, you know, and emasculating the man. No other race of man is going to be willing to put up with it. That's why I'm saying that she needs to take a good look in the mirror and say, okay, Black men didn't do me right, but I was not perfect either. So what should I do different now that I'm tired of dating Black men that I should do with another group of men? Okay, maybe I was loud, maybe I wasn't nice to them. I wasn't a good shoulder to cry on, whatever it was that she did wrong, because she wasn't perfect. Now, obviously in these videos they never talk about what they did wrong. They just come off as victims. But my point is, whether she dates Asian men, Latino men, it doesn't matter what white man, it doesn't matter what race of man she's going to. If she doesn't sit down to look in the mirror and figure out what she did wrong with the Black man, it's going to be the same cycle no matter what type of man, race of man she goes to. And what saddens me is so many women, Black women, believe and feel the same way. But at the end of the day, they never take accountability of what they do wrong. I'm not saying Black men are perfect. We have good Black men, bad black men, and someone in the middle. So obviously they're not perfect. What I am saying is we didn't get to hear their side of the story for all the guys she has been with. She didn't talk about all the good guys she used for free dinner dates and she ghosted. We didn't talk about the good guys, the good black men she friend zoned because they were too corny or they were too nerdy or whatever it is. You know, we didn't talk about all the good black men who reached out, but she left them on red. We didn't talk about all the good black men she didn't date because they were too boring. So we didn't get to hear the side of the story, and she didn't tell us exactly what she did wrong because in this video she was acting a victim. But if you go to the comments, man, look, this is 30,000 women agreeing with the lack of emotional availability. So this is why I was saying if you black men think this is just one person, no, this is 30,000 women who liked this comment. You know, look, there's another comment here: the lack of money, they will drain you. They want to talk about 50-50 while they're only doing 20-20. I honestly, even in the 50-50 conversation, I don't know how many men, black men, even if they don't have the money, make a woman pay for everything on average, on in general. You know, pay for everything or even go 50-50 on dates, whatever it is. We just talk about dating, not like even in a marriage. I don't know the percentage, but I don't think it's very big. You know, but again, this is what they believe. 17,000 likes. You know, obviously another woman says, open your options, best thing I ever did. But like I said, you are sure you can open your options all you want. But if you don't work on you, look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm trying to date a white man. Because there are things black men will put up with that a white man will not put up with. And vice versa. There are things white men will put up with their women that a black man would never put up with. So you as a black woman, you gotta figure out and look in the mirror and be and learn the type of man you are trying to date. The way you date and talk to and treat black men, I guarantee you is not the way you're going to be treating a white man. So you're gonna have to do some work and figure out how to treat the man. You know, so if you think you're going to treat the white man the same way you were treating a black man, it's not going to work. It may work for a short time or period of time, but it's never going to work, especially if you don't look in the mirror and do some work. But if you look through all these comments, it's just crazy comments, you know. See, I'm done with struggle love associated with dating them. It's like they don't like us no more. I mean, I haven't seen a video of a black man saying he's never gonna date black women and getting this number of likes. Thousands, tens of thousands of likes. 17,000 here, 18,000 here, you know, Oh, look, she responded. She says, I forgot to add the part of my video. I was just talking about how I'm so tired of struggle love. So looking through all this video and her comment, because he's a creator, Michaela, I think the main thing, like I said, that stood out for me was the money and the dates. So apparently they want men who provide for everything. But I think most men wouldn't have an issue to provide. Even a man who doesn't make much money wouldn't have an issue providing for a woman. But the issue is most men are like, is it worth it? Like, okay, I'm doing my job as a provider. I want to do it. But most men don't want to feel used. And number two, most men don't want to feel like they are providing for someone who's not grateful, who won't appreciate it, and someone who's not bringing in any type of reciprocation. It doesn't have to be money wise. It could just be a thank you. It could just be a small gesture of appreciation. Most men want to feel useful. They want to feel appreciated, which some women don't do. So men are like, why should I provide if in the next sentence, as soon as I provide, you're going to scream to me how you have a good job, a degree, you're an independent woman who doesn't need no man. But it gets worse. We have another video here from another woman talking about why she's done dating black men. Let's go.
Go where you are appreciated.
Hold on.
Go where you are appreciated. A lot of black men will be very upset when they see this video, and I don't care. I don't. But let me just say this. There is a small, very, very small percentage of black men that will treat you very well. But the rest of them, you can forget it. You can forget it. They don't believe in marriage, but they want kids, and a lot of kids. They're pro struggle love.
Anytime a woman says struggle love, what they mean essentially is the man is not paying all her bills. If you guys just watched my video about Kendra G, she was saying if a woman is taking herself on trips, if she's paying for her hair, taking herself out on expensive dates with her girlfriends, expensive brunches and things like that, when she dates a man, she expects that man to come in and start buying the hair for her, paying travel trips for her, paying her rent. In other words, everything she was doing for herself, she expects the man who's coming in to take all that load from her. So if he doesn't, that's why they call struggle love.
Very feminine. But if you date outside your race, you won't have those problems.
Yes, you will.
You won't. You'll be married.
No.
You'll be treated very well.
No.
And again, you won't have struggle love. So go where you're appreciated.
Again, this is what I just said in the previous video. If you, as the woman, do not look in the mirror and think, okay, black men, granted, some black men don't treat you right? But there have been some good men in your life that you have come across in your life. Whether they were too boring for you, they are not tall enough, they are not paying 100% your rent, whatever it was, I'm sure you met a good black man along your whole lifetime, somewhere, somehow. Whether you didn't see him, whether you didn't give him a chance, whatever the reason was, you have met some good black men that you didn't give a chance, or you did, but then you left them because they're too boring, whatever it was. So number one, I don't believe that all the black men you've met were not good enough, or were not good at all. Number two, you gotta look in the mirror. And if you accept that you are human and you are not perfect either, right? Now we gotta go to the fact that the way you treated those men was not perfect. And if you don't change those ways, even if you go date a white man and you don't change those ways and you carry the same baggage to the white man, he would leave you. That's why I said that just because you date a different race, it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get married. All right? Because I understand some black women like to give conditional femininity and submissiveness to black men, but maybe other races of men expect full femininity, full submission, not conditional of this or that. They expect it fully. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't guarantee you're going to get married and all these. Even when you switch to dating other races of men, they have to want you as well, and then they have to approach you. It's not like you expect black men to approach you, but then once you decide you want to date other races of men, that you are going to approach them. No, they need to approach you. They need to want you back. And don't forget, this is very key. Not all races of men like thick women the way black men do. Some of them like really slim figures. So you have to think about that as well. That's why I was saying that not everything a black man accepts from a woman or can put up with, that other races of men will put up with those things. And if you go through the comments, man, the ladies all agree, and this is what's scary because they all seem to have this mindset. This is accurate. Watch the false promise of black love. This lady says we have to be open with our options, especially if you want to be married and have children. You can be open all you want. The same, strategy. The strategy is the same. The game plan is the same. The man needs to want you. He needs to approach you, and everything beyond. Now, unless you're saying you're going to shoot your shot, but even if you shoot your shot, he still must want you back. So you can open your options all you want, but they gotta approach you. So, and let's think about this for a second. And if those options wanted you, the other races of men, if they wanted you, Unless you're saying that white men have been approaching you as a black woman and you were denying them. That's one thing. But if they've never been approaching you in hundreds, you switching your mindset and saying, okay, now I want white men, I don't want black men anymore, it's not going to make them jump from the sky and come to approach you. They should have been approaching you prior to you choosing them. You saying, okay, now I'm going to date other races of men, it doesn't make them want you. You should be the type of person they have been approaching already, but you're just denying them because you're being loyal to black men. So, I mean, the comments are really all the same. This lady says, I've dated outside my race and I've had good experiences. You've had good experiences. I've dated outside my race and I've had good experiences, which lets me know you have had couple of men outside your race, but clearly there were some breakups. Ta-da! That's why I said it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna have these long lasting forever and ever till death do us part just because you choose to date other people, other races of men. It doesn't guarantee anything because it's you. You have to look in the mirror and figure out what you can change as well.